Can you talk about the Osprey and utilization rates in Afghanistan, maybe how differently? I know in Iraq they were still sort of getting used to how to fully load the aircraft. In Afghanistan, the pace is a lot higher. Can you talk a little bit about that?
You know, I'll start with our 3 deployments of Osprey into Iraq, one on the heels of the other. We then took a break and put it aboard ship with the MEU that went into the CENTCOM theater. It was there for availability, but from our own internal purposes, we were finding out a lot about salt sea air and systems aboard ship and all that type of thing, things that we needed to answer for the long-term use of the aircraft aboard the MEUs. When that MEU left the theater, it flew its Ospreys into Afghanistan. And there will be Ospreys in Afghanistan now for as long as there are Marines in Afghanistan, because the aircraft, again, just has an incredible capability. One of the things that we had to, I think, experience is that this is not just a replacement to the CH-46. This aircraft is so much more capable than that we actually had to adjust our aviation techniques and tactics and procedures to match the capability of the airplane. Used to two CH-46s would take off and stay mated for the entire day. Today, 2 Ospreys take off, go different directions, doing different things around the battlefield because they can join very quickly on each other if there's an issue. We're using them in some of our operations, if you will, to land troops deep and to very quickly build up troop numbers on the deck. They can do that so much faster than any other means. So when your selection for that course of action is an air assault, this aircraft has tremendous capacity, fly above the air threat that we've got, deposit its troops quickly, and do it all again. We now have guns on our Ospreys in theater. That's something that took a little while, but they're now with them there, so they have a self-escort and immediate suppression kind of capability. So if I sound excited about the airplane, we are. It is really, I think, showing its capacity here in an area that really lends itself to it. Because when I first went there and flew around in a CH-53 or drove the roads, I come to realize just how expansive this area is. It's the size of Texas. And so getting around in something that large requires a fast-moving airplane that is very non-susceptible to enemy fires.
To follow up on that,
yeah.
I mean, we've heard this before about how good it is, and admittedly major improvements. Then last June, the GAO came out with a report laying out all the mission-capable shortfalls in Iraq that, frankly, no offense, but you and other Marine Corps officials never really disclosed. Everything was hunky-dory. What is the mission-capable rate at this point? What are they predicting? And is there going to be another cannibalization, low parts issue?
Yeah, let me go back and address your first point there, if I can, Tony, and that is to say that everything you read in a GO report was old news, okay? For whatever combination of reasons, both the GAO and the congressional inquiry that followed chose not to use information that we provided them about the fixes that were in place to the very issues that they cited. And we felt that was a little bit one-sided, and that intelligent people would make different determinations given the facts of the matter. So we continue to work it. You know, hey, we're the last to paint something in rose colors if it's not going to, you know, help accomplish the mission or be dangerous for employment with our Marines. So, in terms of availability rates, they started out in about the 68 to 72 range in Iraq. We discovered some things about a little part called the slip ring that was wearing out in that unique kind of Iraqi talcum dust that hadn't been an issue for us in the U.S. Western Desert. We found similarly some things with regard to shipboard life that we hadn't anticipated, but that's part of this whole learning process. Today it's in the 70s, approaching the 80s at times in Afghanistan. And the answer to your question with regard to the future is what every other new platform has experienced. It starts out, you know, with these lower than what we would like availability rates, but it climbs the ladder to the point where at 92, 93, 94%. And we think that the Osprey is on that trajectory. That's right where we would want it to be. And the things that we're finding are not major systems kinds of problems that need to go back to the manufacturer. They're bushings and they're coatings and they're things that wear out in use when you fly the wings off the airplane.
I need to ask about the Joint Strike Fighter, too. There's a Senator